Greetings. Today we're going to talk about cardiovascular exercise, my favorite form of exercise. And in fact, just look at this picture. Everybody's in the gym grunting and sweating. Kind of makes you want to get out and run a marathon, doesn't it? Well, we have a lot to talk about in this video, and therefore I'm going to break it out into multiple videos that we shoot. In this one we'll talk about like how much do you need, and in future ones we'll talk about the benefits that you get from doing it. Now, with cardiovascular exercise, there's been a lot of research that's been done in the area. So you've heard me talk about the idea of settled science in the past, and this is something that probably can be considered settled science because there is a strong consensus that cardio is good for you. It helps you live longer, be healthier, better quality of life because you have more energy, and it helps delay onset of signs of aging as well. And I also want to add a personal note. Even though it's not science, what I'm about to say, it is consistent with scientific knowledge about cardio. When I think about my own personal life, and this explains why I'm such a fan of cardio, there were two periods in my life where for years I didn't have to take any time off due to illness. One was in high school. I went to a boarding school and I never had to miss a single class. And the second, and you may have heard me talk about this in other videos, it's been years, I can't even remember how many, that I've had to miss, since I've had to miss a day of work due to illness. Now, in both cases, what was going on? When I was high school, I did distance running, I ran track, I ran 2 miles, a lot of cardio exercise. And nowadays, I have a regular routine of cardio. I do it very frequently, try to do an hour a day. So I attribute my ability to stay healthy for years and years and not have to miss work because of my cardio regimen. Okay, now, the big question of the day, how much cardio do I need? Well, the American Heart Association recommends 150 minutes of moderate intensity cardio per week. And now you may be thinking, okay, well, what do you mean by moderate intensity? And what if I do something different, like lower intensity, I just go for a walk? Or what if I'm a hardcore kind of person who does really intense exercises? How much do I need there? Well, to answer that question, we have to know what a Met is. When I say Met, I don't mean the New York baseball team, even though a guy from Brooklyn, I love the Mets and would love to talk to you about them. When I talk about the Mets, I talk about metabolic equivalent of task. So what does that mean? So a Met is basically the amount of energy you burn when you're at rest. So 1 Met means that's how much you're burning when you're at rest. So the more Mets, that means the more energy you need, the more intense the activity, the more Mets you need. And you can use that to determine the value you're getting from different types of exercise. So we have 3 basic categories of cardio exercise. We have low, moderate, vigorous. So low intensity exercise, that could be taking a leisurely walk, slow walking. So maybe that's a 2 Met activity, meaning you're burning twice the number of calories that you normally would. The moderate intensity category, that's 3 to 6 Mets. So you're burning anywhere from 3 times the number of calories you normally would to about 6. So you could do some weight training, a brisk walk, that's 5 Mets. If you are swimming, laps leisurely, not really going all out, maybe that's 6 Mets. And if you're doing vigorous exercises like brisk, fast walking, 4.5 miles or faster, biking, tennis, running, you're burning more Mets. And if you don't see your activity that you like to do, whether it's pickleball or something else, lots of places online where you could just go and look up how many Mets do I get from this activity. So let's relate this back to the cardio and how much you need. So we said that the American Heart Association recommends 150 minutes of moderate intensity. Moderate intensity is 3 to 6 METs. So 150 times 3 to 6 METs gives you 450 to 900 MET minutes per week. Now, you can get that by doing one of the moderate intensity exercises that you saw, but if you do something that's a lower intensity, you just increase the amount of time. So if you're going to do slow walking, so you do 225 to 450, and that puts you in that range. If you're doing something more intensive like running or playing tennis, you can get that from doing less time each week. Now, the last point I want to make about this is relating this MET intensity with weight loss. When we talked about how to lose weight the easy way, which you should watch if you haven't, I made the point that most of your weight loss will come from calorie reduction rather than by exercise, and let's look at why. So a pound of fat is approximately 3,500 calories. So we can use this formula to calculate how many calories you're going to burn when you do exercise. It's the number of METs times 3.5 times your weight in kilograms divided by 200. And we get the 3.5 in this formula because your body needs about 3.5 milliliters of oxygen per kilogram per minute when you're at rest. So let's just do an example to show what this really means and how you would use it. Let's say you're an adult male, you weigh 80 kilograms, nice round number, it's about 176 pounds. So 80 over 200 is 0.4. I multiply that by 3.5 and I get 1.4. So at rest, 1 MET, I'm burning about 1.4 calories per minute or 84 calories per hour. So that means that if I'm doing a 2 MET activity, I'm going to burn 168 calories per minute. If I do a 5 MET activity, which is in the moderate range, 420 calories per hour. So 150 minutes, 2.5 hours. That's going to be just over 1,000 calories per week for that exercise. So that's roughly a little over 1/3 of a pound. That's not really going to be burning it at an intense weight. So that's why I say you need to lose weight by restricting calories more so than by exercising. But this at least will give you a way to calculate how much am I losing when I exercise. Well, that's it for today. I want to thank you very much for tuning in. Please look out for the videos where we talk about how cardio can help you live longer and be healthier. Please remember to like the video, subscribe, and leave a comment because we can always learn from each other. Let us know what you like to do for cardio. And remember, your journey to a younger, healthier you starts here.